Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University.
First off, what do you think of the factors causing the credit surge in the first quarter, and what impact will that have?
Hey, welcome to this radio video, and this is another video for the beginning shortwave listener. So I've, kind of explained a little bit about propagation, that you might need to find a good place for propagation, listening to stations. But there's also something that you need, and that something is the shortwave schedules of stations. If, for example, you want to listen to shortwave radio station, you need to know when and where they broadcast. So the first example here I'm going to talk about is the fact that presently it's 0130 UT. You see it here on my clock. That's 9:30 p.m. here in Montreal. The sun is set about an hour and a half ago. So it means propagation to the west of me is going to be on higher frequencies if I want to listen to West Coast or Pacific, Asia region, stuff like that. It's going to be higher frequencies. Towards Europe, lower frequency. So I'm on 9 megahertz, for example, for China. China is broadcasting on this frequency from Albania. Also, I can check 6020, which is another frequency for China. Now, not the best of reception, because you see that I'm real close to my laptop computer here. Maybe if I unplug the power supply a few seconds, here it goes. You always see a difference in the signal noise. So basically, that's the first thing. But maybe I want to listen to something else. Maybe I want to try other things. So of course, that's where I will of course go on my computer and use my computer for schedules. So one of my favorite sites that I will go to, I'll simply go with my browser and simply go to eibispace.de. Now this schedule, as you see here, has been updated May 2nd. I will use by time if I want to listen to some specific broadcast. Now I told you it was 1:30 UT, so I'll go and check out, first of all, is there any broadcast for me at 0130? Now, there's a little something here. If I look at my schedules here, it says 0130 to 200. I could try Radio Tirana, and you see it has ENA, that means Eastern North America. So let's try 9855. There is something, but it's too weak to actually be heard really. So that's one thing. And you have to be to know that this will happen regularly. But it doesn't mean that because tonight it's no good, it's never good. There's some geomagnetic storming right now, so the signals tend to be a little weaker when that happens. So tonight's no good, but you know what? Now I know that at 9:30 p.m. my local time, that's 0130 UT, well, Radio Tirana is a possibility, and I'm going to try that. And of course, I'll check what else there is in signals. Of course, don't forget that you're halfway through the hour. There are broadcasts that last an hour, so there's a lot of broadcasts on shortwave that could be from 0120 200. So I will check what's 0120, and of course, ENA, Eastern North America. I have China Radio International, 01 to 02, 6020, 9570. That's what I was listening to. What else do we have if we look at the schedules of 01202? Okay, there could be in English, so I'm looking at the E for the language, seeing what else can I listen to. Now, you see these, after the time and the station, you have the language and you have the target area. And there's going to be a separate video explaining target area, but for now I'm looking at ENA for Eastern North America, or NA for North America, and even WNA for Western North America. I will try it anyway. So I speak French. Of course, Radio Romania is in French at this time, so I can try it also. I'll try 9730.
Aussi les bâtiments qu'elle abrite. Certains sont d'importants lieux de culte et d'enseignement.
There's 11800 also. 11800, almost nothing, but 9730 is good. Of course, being evening and we're getting close to summer, one of the favorites that I want to try is, I'll try of course 17840 for Radio Australia, just to see if it comes in. Now, nothing heard. I can try for later in the evening also New Zealand. New Zealand not really coming in much. There's something, but it's rather weak. So, you know, I'll settle on a broadcast that I want to listen to.
She could potentially meet Chinese Super League playmate Young.
But, you know, sometimes you get bored. Maybe the programming on the stations that you're trying to listen to aren't exactly what you want. So here I'm going to continue just to see. So here, WBCQ The Planet. Now there's numbers here. This means the days of the week that are broadcasting. 1, 3, 5, 7 is, I believe, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays. So when there are numbers, you got to check it out. Of course, check out pretty much everything and see what you can hear. You could be surprised at what you can listen to very, very often. And even if it's not in your target area, if you think it's a frequency that might make it actually, well, why not try it out? So for example, I know this is way out of my target area because this is Southeast Asia, but you know, I feel like trying 9600. Let's check it out. Nothing on 9600. What about 9665? Nothing also. So, you know, it's hit and miss sometimes, but you can try something that's in a different target area. But look at a separate video I'm going to post explaining target areas, explaining if it's not for your target area, what are the best chances. And we're going to explain it with a map because it's going to be easier to see with a map than it is just trying to think of the target areas of the stations that you want to receive. Another thing that you might want to do, sometimes I feel like I don't really want to listen to a specific shortwave band, but I do want to listen to the shortwave bands and tune around the frequency ranges. So of course I know by heart the different frequency ranges, so I want to try, for example, the 31 meter band starting at 10 megahertz, the WWV here, and tune downwards. So I've got a station here. One of the things that I'm going to do is check out 9955. What could I be receiving from 9955 at this time?
I'm Jeff White. We attended the recent Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference.
So he just gave it away. He said, well, you know what? I'm Jeff White. This is WRMI. But still, let's pretend I didn't hear that. And I want to know what this is. I know that's in English. So because it's in English, I will check. And remember, I'm at 0139 UT right now. So I'll check what is in English around 01 to 0200 hours. So 9955, we have a number of entries here. If you look at this, many entries. But what I will be interested in is to check 9955 something around 0130. What is in the 0130? And we're going down, still nothing, still nothing. Oh, here, look at this. There's something called Adventist World Radio on Saturdays, SA for Saturday. So now we're not Saturday, must be something else. Of course, we'll continue checking out what's at 0130 depending on the day of the week. So Friday could be, Blues Radio International. Okay, well that's not it. It's at WRMI. And, you know, check all the possibilities. And of course, the best ID is the one that the station gives you. Now look at this. I get on Wednesdays, and we are UT Wednesdays, but Radio Miami International does not necessarily obey the UT, always the UT time, and that I've noticed a lot about WRMI. So check what's in English, 0130 9955. So they said it's Radio Miami International, so obviously on Tuesday, so Tuesday to Sunday, here it is. Well, that's 0400. So, you know, not always easy to find what you want to listen to, but you try to listen to it, you try to get what's in here. So if I look at 0130, and this is the perfect example of how it's not always easy to know when it is. So here's 2467. 2 is for Tuesday. It's 01 to 130, but it says English Radio Miami. They just said it's still English Radio Miami. So obviously, schedules are not perfect, and that's the important thing to remember. Schedules are not perfect. Here's something. Monday and Wednesday, right here. That could be it if you're UT, because you got to remember one thing. The day that is used here, okay, on most stations has to be UTC day. What's a UTC day? Well, it's 9:45 p.m. here now. We are Tuesday evening. But the problem is it's 01:45 UTC. It's past midnight. It's the next day. So in UTC, we're not Tuesday, we're Wednesday. So technically, this is the broadcast because it obeys the laws of what I've just said. 9955, 013202, Wednesday, so we're UTC Wednesday. Radio Miami International, it's in English. It's for Latin America, but you know what? It's making it right now to here. So, you know, that's the way I'll do it. And of course, I'll continue tuning around. So, go down. And every time I hear something, I'll check it out, what it is. Well, this is Radio Romania, but say I don't know it. This is French. And this is 9730. So of course, what I'll do, I'll go into the list and enter 9730, search for 9730. Now, that's my way of doing it because I like lists. I always tell you I like lists. Now, here it says 0120 Radio Romania in French, and it's to Eastern North America. If you don't like lists, you know what? There's a website for that, and it's Shortwave, short-wave.info. And this one, you know what? It's gonna help you search through the list. It actually uses the same list as the EIBI list, by the way. But at least here, what's easy is that you go down and you say find station that's broadcasting on. So let's just enter 9730 and press enter. And here you'll have stations broadcasting on that frequency. And of course, what's in red is what is broadcasting right now. So this is an easier way of actually searching for frequencies. So if you don't like the list idea, and you're quite alright to not like it because that's me, of course this is a much easier way. And it uses the same list of frequencies. So basically, everything you have in the EIBI space .de list, you have here. So here, you know, it's Radio Romania. It's written here and it's French. What's nice also is that you got a nice map. And you see here 9730, and you have an X that shows you the transmitter side. It's also nice because you see where it's day and where it's night. So I'm located in Montreal, which is right here. And I'm listening to Romania from a transmitter here. Pretty cool when you think about it, crossing the Atlantic Ocean here. So, shortwave.info, EIBI space, however you want to do it. You know, this is much easier, and I agree. You know, tune around and check out what you can listen to. And remember, your local time and UTC time, remember how long the sunset or sunrise is from where you are. Obviously, if it's midnight, now you're kind of right smack in the middle of the nighttime. it's noon, well, smack in the middle of the daytime. These are kind of the two worst moments for listening to shortwave. But you know what? There's always something to listen to. You just have to, tune around, take a listen. So you have two choices. Search for stations that are on right now, or you can just tune around. For example, you can specify here, say for example, I want to have any station that broadcasts in English. So I'll choose the English language. And it's 0152 as you see here. So I could search with this and say go. And here, of course, you'll have a list of all the stations transmitting right now. And you know what? There are tons of little things that you can try here. But always try to see from where it's transmitting and what frequency it's using. It will give you an idea of what you can listen to or not. So here, for example, you have stations that are transmitting right now. Some are 24 hours. There's all sorts of things in here. There's a lot of things that you can listen to. So for example, here's a very interesting example. Here, ABC Northern Territory. This is from Australia. Now, look at the frequency, 2485. That's very low. That means it requires nighttime condition. Now, it's from Australia. Look at the map and look at Australia here. I'm sorry, but that's in the middle of the daytime. That will never make it to North America at this time, that's for sure. You have to have a path of darkness for that low frequency. So you could see how I look at what I can listen to. So let's go here a little higher. Let's say I want to listen to, let's check something in 6 megahertz. Okay. Here is Voice of America 6065. Could I hear that? Well, first of all, you got to look from where it's transmitting from. This is transmitting from I believe it's Sri Lanka, if I'm not mistaken. So here it tells you where it is. It's, I believe, Sri Lanka. And so, you got to know where in the world on the map the countries that they're transmitting on is. So learn also your geography at the same time. And of course, Sri Lanka is somewhere over here next to India. And basically, that's daytime. Daytime conditions means very little chance that I could listen to this frequency because it's a low nighttime frequency. So I hope it's not too complex in your head, but take it easy. And the one thing that you need to do is just, try to find stations and try to find stations in your target area. And look for my video. There's another video coming up explaining target areas, explaining what to expect in reception if it's not in your target area. It's not because something is not broadcast to you that you can't hear it, and that's very important to know also. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. I hope you like my newbie videos. They're really intended at helping as much as possible people understand the shortwave radio hobby.